All right, here we go. WIllie D.
What's
Welcome
up,
back.
Vlad? What's up, homie? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, just like last time, it's time to step on some motherfucking toes.
Man, fuck these hoes. You dig what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. You know what's interesting? I was listening to another interview you did. I don't remember who it was from. You know, you may want to correct me somewhere. But you were talking about how historically you felt like, New York hip hop was disrespecting the South originally. And you'd mentioned the Run DMC line from Run's house.
Yeah.
Where I looked at the line. It says, "You dirty rat MCs, whoever you may be, need to go down south. You need to shut your mouth."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we was jamming the hell out of that song like a fool. We didn't even know we was being disrespected. It took me a while to catch it. I'm like, wait a minute, man. It sounds like he's saying like, you need to get the hell out of here. You know, like going down south is something to be frowned upon or something. So yeah, I felt some kind of way, even though to this day I'm still a huge Run DMC fan.
Yeah, so am I. So am I. And to be fair, I'm trying to think. When Run's House came out, what was that? Maybe 1989, 1990, something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly when, but
And you guys were out, right?
yeah, man, I can't remember exactly when that particular song came out, but we hit in '89, but the first Ghetto Boys, came out in '86.
Right. But at the time, there really was no Southern hip hop at all, right?
Southern hip hop.
Yeah. 'Cause you see, okay, hold on. I just looked it up. That song came out in 1988.
Okay.
Were there any Southern hip hop acts at all that were signed to any major labels?
Not that I can think of. I can't think of any.
Yeah, it's crazy to think how dominant, Atlanta is these days and so forth. And you
Yeah.
go back 30 years and it was literally just non-existent.
Hats off to ATL, man. They're taking care of their business and they've been holding the banner. They've been holding it up. So shouts out to all of those dudes, man. They deserve it. They work together well. They complement each other all the time. And, they've been holding it down. Like for some people, it may not be their brand. It may not be their taste. But I can tell you right now, without Atlanta hip hop, it would be this game would be very, very different. The landscape would be very, very different. I think they held it together, man.
Yeah. When you were like, okay, in the mid 80s, you're like, I'm going to be a rapper. You're looking around and you don't see any rappers anywhere in
Yeah.
your entire region.
Yeah.
Like, what made you actually take it seriously, though?
Well, in my mind, it was like I got one or two things that I could do to make a lot of money and get out of the hood. I wanted a better lifestyle, right? So I'm thinking I can box and I can either fight my way out of here or I can rap my way out of here. And I chose rap over boxing because the women love rappers, the women love boxers. You can make a lot of money rapping, you can make a lot of money boxing. But at the end of the night, I didn't get any headaches when I rapped. So that's what made me choose rap over boxing. And what made me take it seriously was that I felt like that was my way out. And I didn't have a plan B, really. I guess I could say boxing would have been the plan B. But when I made my mind up that that's what I wanted to do, I wanted to rap, I put everything into rap. And that meant going to the talent shows, competing all over the city. That meant dedicating at least 5 minutes of my time every single day, whether I was writing a song or thinking about a song, or whether it was doing some research on hip hop or whatever it was. I would dedicate 5 minutes of my day every single day until I got that contract from Rap A Lot. That's what I did. And sometimes I lost 2 girlfriends in the process too. I had a call, one called me one day and she said, hey, you know, I like you and everything, but you never have time for me, so I think we need to start seeing other people. And I said, okay. I liked it too, man. I liked it a lot. But I was like, okay. And then another one told me one day, she said, she came to me and she said, pretty much the same thing, you know, I like you, but you ain't never got no money. And she was like, we need to start seeing other people. And I was like, okay. Because I always had the mentality like if I know I'm a good dude, right? I know I'm a loyal dude. I know I'm solid. So if you got me as a friend, if you got me in your corner, you got a real one. So if you can't see that, I've always fixed my mind to believe that that was your loss, not mine. And the sooner you get out of my life, the better for me. So
yeah, I've always felt the same way. Like I've never chased after women. If they want to leave, they can leave. They usually come back, but I never chase after them.
Yeah, none of that clown shit, man. Trying to beat up on a woman because she want to leave or kill her and the mother and the children and the dogs and just clown shit. None of that ever from me, you know.
Yeah. And it's interesting because yesterday I interviewed Bun B.
Yeah.
And you know we were talking about. You know, they're in Port Arthur, Texas, which is, I guess, what, about an hour and a half or so from Houston?
Yeah.
And, you know, he was saying how, you know, growing up, that there was no rappers around. He said the only group that they knew about was the Ghetto Boys. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And when he was talking about initially putting these groups together, there was like, UGK was originally like 2 different groups consisting of like 4 people total. But he said the reason why him and Pimp C ended up finally making it was, he said, unlike everyone else, Pimp C had no plan B.
Right.
You know, kind of what you're talking about. He had no plan B. He was gonna make it in hip hop, or else he's not gonna make it. And I think that's so important in success, is that if you're gonna make it, you really have to throw those plan Bs out the window.
Yeah, yeah. And it's, you know, people always say, well, you know, you have something to fall back on. You know, that's really, really tricky, man, because if sometimes you will like abort the plan, right? If you stumble upon trouble, if it seems a little too hard, first time you run into some trouble, and I noticed that a lot from a lot of hip hop artists today, the moment they face any type of adversity, they out of here, man. They go on to something else. And then what'll happen in many cases is that when they go to something else, the same thing happens when they, especially if the goal is lofty, they immediately go to something else. And so, I mean, you almost do have to have a one-track mind, and anybody that gets in the way of that, you need to remove them, you know, from your circle, you know, and in many cases, family can be the worst. You know, my sister, I love her to death, but my sister told my aunt that I was not going to make it in hip hop. I need to get a real job. And I mean, I couldn't blame her. I mean, we'd never seen anybody become celebrities, you know, around us. You know, we never seen that. She never seen it before. So this was something foreign to her, you know, and it was like that until I bought her a foreign truck, you know, and it was totally different then. It was like, that's my brother, you know. Beautiful soul, I love her to death, but, you know, she couldn't see it. A lot of people couldn't see it.
Yeah, I mean, my mom did the same thing. When I told her I'm moving to New York to become a DJ, I mean, she told me I'm running away from responsibility, that I'm throwing my life away. She had no fucking idea what I was doing, but when she comes over to my big house these days, you don't hear that shit anymore.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you have to kind of abandon your plan Bs to a certain degree, you know, but as long as you feel that your goal is somewhat realistic.
Right, right.
You know, because there would be no Ghetto Boys, there would be no Vlad TV, there would be no Drake, there would be no Jay-Z if there was just, well, things got a little tough. Let me go back to this 9 to 5 real quick, and you know, let me try to juggle both while I'm doing it, because you can't really compete if you're doing a 9 to 5 and someone else is rapping full time. You're not gonna compete with that full time rapper.
Exactly, man. Exactly.